Good day. My name is Famero. My report is Teachers as Key Mediators in Achieving Structural Change and Innovation in Education. I will be reporting two topics or 2 points: teacher as mediators in achieving change and teacher as mediators in achieving innovation. First, as mediators in achieving change in education, according to Jake Aragon of acadasia.com, there are 5 trends that teacher can mediate between school and student. Number 1, focusing on data-informed decision-making. Number 2, adapting a whole child approach. Number 3, preparing deliberately for abruptions. 4, transforming educational systems. And the last, training teachers to be 21st century educators. Focusing on data-informed decision-making. This data which we can get from the school are the real-time data, the cost data, and the educational data mining, or the EDM. Real-time data, these are the grades of the students. We can decide if we look at the report cards of the student. Cost data, these are the expenditures, these are the school budget. We must take a look into how much we have spent or we have not yet spent. So if there are things that money that we have not yet spent, so we must make a program of work in order to utilize the fund. So these are cost data. Educational data mining, these are various data. It's like a mine in a mountain where we have a lot of rich resources like achievement data, demographic data, program data, and perception data. So all of this data can be used in order to achieve change in our school. And these data are very important for us teachers to have a sound and a good decision. Number 2, we must also adapt a whole child approach, which means we must teach our students and we must collaborate with our partners and the community holistically, or the whole-rounded approach of relating with our students and with the community. According to one proverb, it takes the whole village to educate the child. So we must consider the social and emotional skills. We must also consider cognitive skills, their literacy understanding, mathematics and science understanding. So in order for us to know these things, not only that we teach, but also outside teaching, we must know the students well. In this time of pandemic, we must prepare deliberately for disruptions. Our time nowadays is very unpredictable. We must see to it that we have this continuity of learning and resilience in adversity, like when we are faced with natural challenges or natural calamities like typhoon and earthquake. We must see to it that we still continue to teach our students even though we are faced with many problems. Transforming educational systems. What are these educational systems? These educational systems are the programs in school which we must adapt to different changes. We must adapt to different changes, like carrying out and giving our best approach, and to be very flexible in whatever circumstance that might come in our course of implementing school programs. Next is the very controversial multimodal delivery, or which we call it the flexible delivery of instruction. We must apply many kinds of flexible learning strategies, like different applications and different internet gadgets, computers. We must collaborate with government agencies like ICTs or DICTs and Department of Science and Technology for multimodal delivery. We must also use technology with strong pedagogy. What do we mean by this? With or without technology, we must still teach our students. We must still reach our partners and stakeholders, even though our school lacks technology. So we must devise ways in order to tap resources, even though with or without technology. And the last, in this global time where every nation is just a neighbor, we must train our teachers to be 21st century educators. How? By learning, collaborating, and networking. And of course, by enrolling our teachers and our staff in online course for professional development. Now, let's go to another topic, which is teachers as mediators in achieving innovation. Not only that we are mediators in achieving changes in our school, but we are also mediators in achieving innovation. I have here 6 points to consider. That teachers are always open to change, and teachers should use non-traditional teaching methods, and teachers should allow students to work in small groups, and teachers should allow students to use ICT frequently, and informing in crafting new ideas. Teachers should provide support to each other, and teachers strive to develop new idea. What are these? These are suggestions coming from the OECD, or the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. They conducted a survey called Teaching and Learning International Survey in the year 2018. So these are the responses of 260,000 teachers, especially in Europe, on how they bring innovation to their classrooms. So according to one of the teachers in South Africa, since the world is not static and since the world is always changing, we should keep abreast of the development around us. According to one teacher also in Russia, children always look forward to something new and fresh. According to a teacher in Australia, there is a move from knowledge learning to skills-based learning, making sure that students have skills they need not just small group, but in a global or worldwide level. According to the survey of teaching and learning, this is an international survey, 74% of teachers say that most teachers in their school are open to change. 10 years ago, according to a teacher in Belgium, they have noticed that pupils don't sit at their desks all day. So there's already a shift from traditional teaching, which is the normal routine of student and the teacher interaction, to a non-traditional teaching method. So one teacher also in Belgium introduced new content. These are contents that are not common. For example, clean technology. For example, they also aim for new experience-oriented teaching methods. They are also given awareness about climate change. So globally also, before the pandemic, digital innovations are also being implemented in Europe. They have already used interactive whiteboards, projectors, and interactive exercises. They even used the YouTube videos as another type of teaching, including enhanced realities, drones, and amongst others, as used by teachers in Finland. In Singapore, the students get to collectively decide what they want to discover about a particular topic. Based on that, they have more interaction rather than just a teacher-student interaction. Teachers in these countries are increasingly using non-traditional methods of teaching and learning in their classroom. So this survey found out that teachers in Europe and other parts of the world in Asia are using non-traditional methods. There's a shift from traditional to non-traditional method. 50% of teachers have students work in small groups to develop a joint solution to a problem or task. 53% of teachers frequently let students use ICT for projects or classwork. And in developing innovations and new ideas, teachers consult their own colleagues whenever they experience, for more experience rather, in their field, whenever they form new ideas or whenever they introduce new lessons. Initially, according to Abel Munoz of Colombia, I thought of the idea on my own, but I also discussed it with my colleagues who teach the same class. And I think it is very important for the teachers to exchange ideas about their practices with one another. So there is really meeting of minds between teachers in implementing new ideas. Of course, this survey finds that 78% of teachers say that they provide practical support to each other for the new applications or for the new innovations. When children feel included and have ownership of their own learning, it produces significant results, according to Jorma Toronen of Finland. According to Michelle Jong, with teachers' innovation in the classroom, she hopes to inspire students to think, work, and live differently so that they'll be able to manage the challenges of tomorrow's world. So there we have read and learned about the different innovations in different parts of the world. Now, to sum it up, 80% of teachers say that most teachers in their school strive to develop new innovations for teaching and learning. Now, to end my report, you can make a change too and become a world-class Filipino game changer or innovator, like Dr. Astrid Jimenez and Rafael Buenaventura. Dr. Astrid Jimenez is a Filipina born in Iloilo. She is just very what do you call this? She doesn't belong to a rich family. She's a poor member of their province in Iloilo, but she was able to reach the heights by using data, by using distance learning, flexible learning, and she has spoken 7 languages. So she became the president of the largest university in Utah. It is the Utah Valley University. So we can make change too and become a world-class Filipino innovator like Dr. Jimenez of Utah Valley University, and also Dr. Sarah Mil Buenaventura, who uses rap, dance, games, and apps to teach algebra and mathematics. And for that, he won the Big Apple Award from the New York City Department of Education. For me to close my report, let us also say yes to ourselves that we can be a game changer and innovator. Thank you for listening to my report. Bye-bye and God bless.